Howdy everybody, it's Amy from Amy's Sparkly Diamond Painting. It is the end of the weekend, Sunday evening, and I have another product review package for you today, and this one is diamond painting related. So if you're new to my channel, welcome in. I do a lot of unboxing of both budget-friendly and premium diamond paintings, as well as cross-stitch, a little bit of junk journaling. I may add some more crafts through the next year. We'll see how things shake out. But I have this package today courtesy of the company Paintsomeway, and I have made some purchases from them before, and I do indeed like their products. Just like all the budget-friendly companies out there, a lot of them carry the same products. So I look at packaging, delivery time, as well as prices when I compare some of these. And the first thing you can tell right away, I had to open it to see where this came from, but this is a bubble mailer, which has been the trend lately, which is really nice to see. So this was folded bubble mailer. This is actually a rather large diamond painting, so it was folded in order to seal this envelope. It was folded like this, but I think it'll be okay. I haven't opened it to take a look, but I do like the packaging. This arrived in just over 2 weeks, and that's because there was a Chinese holiday in early October, so that delayed a lot of my product review packages, I noticed. But we have it here with you, with me. It's been a long weekend, and I'd like to share these with you. So I have two things in here. The first is a really big canvas, which means the other item will be a smaller item. And Paintsomeway is one of the companies that just gives me a budget and tells me to pick whatever I want from that budget. So usually I like to pick out a little bit bigger diamond paintings to show you guys, which means that my leftover money is usually just enough for something small. So we'll start with the small thing here, and this is Christmas themed. We have some snowman magnets here, although they look pretty big in here. Ooh, and I see some ABs and special drills, so sorry about the crinkle, but we'll see what we have here. So first off, we have a basic toolkit there with the boat, the pad of wax, and the basic pen. These are all you need to start out diamond paintings or do smaller projects, but the tray really is pretty small. So my first diamond painting experience, these trays were all I used. I did not know you could buy trays elsewhere, so I had a lot of trouble with multi-placing because this was all I had. These trays are really tough to do multi-placing, so they're good for single placing, good for starting out, but you probably want to upgrade the tray if you decide you like diamond painting. So we have snowman magnets here, and ooh, these are thick. So these are the nice thick plexiglass. They are one-sided because they are meant to be magnets, but they are pretty large size. I think they're only 5 though, because of the larger size, if I remember right. So we do have 5 of them here, and we'll take closer looks. I like the idea of snowmen melting into hot chocolate. So that's what these are. We have these little various cups of hot chocolate with marshmallows and snowmen in them. So I also like the Halloween ghost ones, but I just never really found an opportunity to make a purchase that had one of those in there. My pupper's gonna bark, sorry about that. But I didn't want to make a purchase of just the Halloween ghost hot chocolate diamond painting, so I didn't really make a big order this month because I'm still trying to play catch up, but maybe for next year I'll get one. But anyway, so these are snowmen that are melting in little cups of hot chocolate. So we got a green one, we got a blue one, and he's wearing a cute knitted hat there. They also have, looks like chocolate and peppermints in there. We have this cute little red guy there. And this is a big one here, kind of a bluish green cup with what looks like mint coming out of that, and the peppermint candy there. And then we have a reddish and pink one here with more peppermint candy, candles at the bottom, and chocolates, and looks like a little bit of plant down there. So these are the 5. And they are covered on both sides to protect the plexiglass. So even though this cover, the back side here looks dull, it's because it has a protective cover that you want to peel off when you're done. So there you can see it's actually a clear, shiny back. So this is a good thick plastic for diamond painting on, and it does have a cover over the top too. And it shows a hole in here. I thought they were magnets, but there are holes in here, so they look more like ornaments. So we'll open this and take a look and see what we have. So I'm guessing they're actually ornaments, because I see these. We have 5 hangers here, and you could do either way. If you have the little round magnets that they put in these kits, you can put magnets on the back. You can get those really, really cheap at local craft store or Walmart. Or you can turn them into ornaments if you prefer. So it looks like lots of colors here. Let's see here. So we have lots and lots of the silver sparklies, and some green sparklies there, some dark gold, some bright blue, pink, more greens and reds, gold. And then the special drills start here. So it looks like 6 special drills. So we have some pink, half circle, little pearls. I love the gold ones there. I always like when those show up in the kits, these gold circles. Lots and lots of those. And we've got some little kind of white marquees. I bet those go like as one of the decorative parts. Maybe yeah, those are the candle lights. That's what I was thinking. That's what I would use for a candle flame. And we have some other round pearls here. One giant blue one here. It's turned upside down, but I can see that that's a blue color. There you can get a hint of it. And then several whites. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 different shapes and colors of drills for these. So really cute project. I like the fact that these are nice and thick. They are kind of large for an ornament, so I may go ahead and put the magnets on the back. I do have some around, but it does have that hole in there. Or you could even put like a keychain on there and turn them into a keychain, because these are sturdy enough that they'll probably hold up. And I'm looking there, color number 12 and 14 in these marshmallows means that these special drills, yeah, there's color number 12. So the marshmallows are going to be that, and some of them are going to be clear. That's interesting, because this one shows color 14 for those marshmallows. So we could play around with that a little bit. So these winter snowman magnets or ornaments, $5.99 regular price, but with Paintsomeway, there's always a discount code. There are always sales going on, blind boxes, buy 4, get 1 free, or various other sales, especially right now with Halloween sales. So it's probably worth your while to go take a look, because $5.99 is a good price, but I bet that they will be even cheaper with the discounts. And I know in the past they've given me a discount. Not my personal discount code, but usually it's PSW and then a number like 03 or 05. So you might try that out. I don't know if it's still valid, but you can at least try. And then we have a very large diamond painting canvas here. So this is a 40 by 60 AV round drill one. And this was another case of me trying to branch out and try something different. So let's see what we have. So because it's a large one, it does open sideways here. Lots of colors. I could see the rendering on the page. I don't normally do people, but this was a large portrait of a blue fairy lady. So I'm going to carefully unroll her here. She is indeed large. Okay. So I'm guessing that this 40 by 60 may be true to size. So this canvas is kind of the scratchy somewhat plasticky, so it's a little wrinkled on the back. You can iron them with low heat as long as you're careful. And we have a big bag of kitted up drills here, and I see some ABs popping through already. And then we have a toolkit, and because this is one of the larger ones, we have a pretty fancy toolkit here. This is definitely a better option because we have the multi-placer at the end here of the pen with the squishy. Got a big tub of wax there. We have a larger multi-placer, so you can switch out because this has a lot of background in there of darker colors, so it'll go a little faster with one of those. Then we have the tweezers that are trying to lose their protective tip there, and a little bit bigger tray. So this could do a little bit of multi-placing, but the lines are pretty short on here. A bigger tray is really a little bit better for getting going on multi-placing, but that'll be a good enough one to try. So this shows we have 40 colors with this, mostly blues. I'm gonna go ahead and roll this the opposite way so we can take a closer look there. This one I will probably flatten a little bit before I work on it, but just looking at the symbols here, I'll do the ones that are closer to the light here. We have a lot of random alphabets, numbers, letters, and other symbols. And just looking across, I always look for O versus Q. I see an O, and I do not see a Q because those are hard to tell apart. And D and O or Q, I don't see any Ds. That's good. And B's versus 8s, sometimes those are hard, but I see a B and no 8. So it looks like these symbols are going to be very easy to tell apart, which is good because the colors, with so many blues here, it's going to be hard to tell them apart just by color. So let's look at the drill field here. It's interesting because I thought this was a round, but it's actually a square. I was looking at this grid on here thinking, uh-oh, that's not going to be good for round drills because of the grid blocks here. I chose squares, which is good because I like squares. I prefer squares, but you can tell a square canvas because it's got the black squares there. A round canvas won't have those black grid lines because they'll show around the round diamonds, and you don't want all those grid lines to show. So if you see one that has the square black grids like that, that's got to be a square, and if it's not, then it may have been a mix-up. So this is going to be pretty high detailed with 40 colors in this size. It looks like the canvas is quite easy to read, though. We've got the dark symbols on the light colors and vice versa. So we got the light numbers on the darker colors. That one's a little tricky there, the white 3 on that medium color blue. But that's the only color there, so they're all the same symbol in there, so it shouldn't be a problem. There's lots and lots of that color. But even the background, we have various shades of blues in the background. R, H, A, so a few different colors in there, so it won't be too boring. I don't like backgrounds that are just solid single colors. That's just my preference because they can get kind of slow. I don't see what I would call confetti though. Confetti is where you have a lot of color changes, and with 40 colors you do have the potential sometimes of having confetti. Let me peel this back so you can see it a little bit here without all the glare. But her eyes, it looks like several diamonds there. This eye does look a little dark and is trying to blend into the background there, but hopefully it'll come out okay. It looks like it is different colors than the background. So I see a few H's in there and a few in the background, so we'll see how this edge comes out. I might have to play with those border colors just a tiny bit to make that more clear. And then we've got her hair all through here. We've got some vines and flowers, and then we have flowers in her hair up here. The stick looks good. Now, one thing I do see here is that the glue goes way over the edge on this one. Hopefully you can see that. So we definitely want a thick layer of washi tape around that, because with the glue that thick, that's like double the thickness I normally see around the edge. Now the top is cool. It's less than a centimeter there. But this side does have a lot of glue on the overhang there. So this is a little bit different. I don't normally do portraits because of issues with skin color and all that, but because this is a blue tone, it's not meant to look like realistic skin. So I thought this one would be okay. There's the thumbnail of the image. Hopefully you can see that. And because there's so much blue, we have several large bags in here of a few shades of blue. So let's take a quick look at the drills and pick out the ABs on this one, if we can figure out where to open it. Boy, they Amy-proofed this one. Whew. I'm gonna just cut it. I have other bags I can use to store the drills. That one was definitely well hidden. Okay, let's just pour them all out. So we got two biggest bags here are the two darkest shades of blue. So we have 820. Oops, my phone is crooked. I must have hit it there. So we have 820 and 939 as the two blues. And we'll take a look at these drills here in a minute. This one is color 3842. Really pretty blue there. And I saw another big one there, 996 of the lighter blue. So if you don't like blue, you definitely wouldn't like this one. I see 4 bags here of ABs. Let me just make sure I'm not missing any. There's one darker one, 154. And a little tiny bag with 310. Not very much 310, which is good. Let's see, is that all the ABs? I believe it is. They usually come with 4 to 5 colors of AB. So we have 4 here. Let's see what we have. We have 161, which is kind of a bluish purple there. We have 208, that's a really pretty purple. And then a darker purple here, the 550. And then another blue here, 823. So I'm kind of curious because the background has some blues and the flowers do. Well, blue is everywhere. I'm curious to find out where some of these will go. I'm not going to try to look while I'm on camera here because my eyesight isn't that great. But I am kind of curious about one of these colors here, so I may take a quick look, and that's 823. Because it is the darkest one, I'm kind of curious where that's going to end up. So it is lowercase a, and I am curious. I do see a few in the background. That's what I was wondering. Is it going to be in the background in the shadows, or is it going to highlight some flowers? So I see a few in the background. I see a couple in her eye, which is good, sparkly eye. But I don't see it in the flowers because those are lighter colors. So it appears this darker one is going to be in her eyes and then with some of the background. And then AB 550 here. Curious about that one as well. There it is. That is letter O. So it is in some of this area here with these flowers. I see a little bit of O in there. So again, that's another dark one. So a lot of times you end up with ABs in odd places when they just do a one-for-one color change. Especially with darker colors, you can end up with ABs and shadows and places like that. So we'll have to see how much of this ends up being in the background versus in the flowers. And then these will probably be more in the lighter areas because they are lighter colors, so that would make sense to be in the flowers. So we do have a little bit of really light blue up there in the corner and here on her shoulder. That doesn't look like 40 bags, but I bet it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 17, 18, 20. It is 23, 25, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 39. Oh, there it is, 40. Okay, so they look like they're all here. And I think this one is going to be really cool. So this one is called Flower Fairy, and it is $13.99 for the round. I wrote down the round price because I thought this was around. The squares usually are within $1 of the same price, so this is square AB, so it's probably around $14 or $15 regular price. And then we have our Snowman ornaments, and these are $5.99 regular price. So you might want to check out Paintsomeway. They are a company that I do trust and have been using for a while. Oh, I was going to measure this because I am kind of curious myself. This one seems to have a pretty wide border. So let's find out. I'm showing 39, so it's supposed to be 40 by 60. I'm showing 39, so it is almost true to size. And then we'll go this direction since it's slightly off the other way. And that is 58. So 40 by 60, it's more like 39 by 58, but still very close. And the bigger border then is really nice to have for framing and doing other things with it. So really happy with this one. And also happy with these because of the nice thick acrylic, plastic, plexiglass, whatever that is. I always call it plexiglass, but it's probably some form of acrylic. So that's what I have for you from Paintsomeway. I thank them for sending this product review package to me, and I will work on one of these a little bit and be right back. So I'm going to go ahead and append a little work on one of these to the end of this video. So stay tuned here in just a sec. Okay folks, I'm back with a quick update. This is the picture again, thumbnail of what I was working on here, and this is from Paintsomeway. So I didn't get as much done this evening as I'd like to, but I'm short on time and trying to catch up, but I did at least try to get most of the facial features done because I figured that would be one of the spots that most people might be interested in seeing. So here it is so far, and so what do I think? I think 40 colors is very good for this particular piece, for the rendering, for the zoom factor that it is, I guess the size that it is. So I think all the features show up pretty well with the 40 colors, and I think the blending is really good. I really like the blending around the eyes and here around the nose and the mouth. I think the purple with against the blue there. I'm trying to push down a couple of these drills here. But I think that the color blending looks really good. I was kind of worried about how well the eye would show up here against the background. But because the eye has those purple colors, whereas the background is all that dark blue, I think it does show up. As far as the ABs go, you can see them hopefully in the eyes, the lips, and a lot around the edges of the face here. And here you can see a little bit of the swirls of the hair. Now there are several little pixels here and there not done, and that's because I didn't go back and try to hunt down colors that I had finished that I maybe missed a few. I'll do that later. But I think overall the rendering is great. I didn't find any digital confetti is what we call it when you have a computer rendering alone without any hand editing. I think there was probably some hand editing in this, and also the placement of the ABs. So there weren't any little colors or pixels that didn't make sense. So I am very happy with the rendering. Drills were great. I think the AB drills were especially very nice. And I didn't run into any troubles. I didn't do a whole lot of the dark color, but from what I did, I only tossed out a couple drills. I didn't find any trash, so drills, thumbs up, they're great. Now the one area that I think it suffers from a little bit, and that's been true of several of these budget-friendly ones that I've done lately, is the glue. So a lot of times the glue would be an issue around the edges. And I did check the glue on the edges, and it was just fine. But it seems like the glue is put on a little bit thinner than it needs to be. So there were several areas in the face, especially around the eyes and the middle of the face, where the glue was not thick enough, so I couldn't get the drills to stick. So what I ended up doing is using what I keep around, and that is this dot stick from Diamond Dots. I also have some from Make Market, which is the Michaels brand, and I need to try that because this one doesn't mix with these budget-friendly glues very well, so I have to lay down 2 layers and wait for it to dry, so it can take an hour sometimes before I can get back to diamond painting when I find those areas. But if you can see the texture of the canvas through the glue, chances are the glue isn't very thick and you're going to have some trouble getting your drills to sink down. And that can be kind of frustrating when you're trying to push a drill down and you try 3 or 4 times and then have to hold it down with your finger and then put another drill down and have them slide off because they weren't stuck down very well. So you can see me here trying to push down and make sure they're all stuck down. But I did go ahead and add another layer of glue to much of her face area, and then I had no trouble with it. But that is a trend I've been noticing with a lot of budget-friendly kits, is that the glue isn't always thick enough. So be sure, if you do like to do budget-friendly kits, that you do keep some dot stick or some of the diamond painting glue, not the sealer. That's very different. This is tacky glue that'll stay sticky just like the regular diamond painting glue. So overall, I think it's a very nice diamond painting. I do think the shading is good. I do like the rendering. I'm going to continue this one, so you will see it finished sometime hopefully in the near future. I also went ahead and did a couple of these. I did 2 of the little snowman ornaments here. And what I found with these, the drills were great. These weren't the really low quality ones that you find with like a lot of the Temu, the coasters that you get from Temu. Sometimes those rhinestone drills aren't very good. They're very small. So these rhinestones were great. Didn't have any trouble with that. But the one thing I did notice with these was that the spacing is pretty spread out on here. So I was going to show you these as they were charted on here. But there is a lot of empty space, and the glue is sticky in all of the empty spaces, including here around the edges, around this diamond, and here in the cup and around the edges. So they do need to be sealed. But one of the other things I'm going to do is maybe fill in some of the space with any extra diamonds that I have at the end. So I'm not ready to seal these yet. I'm going to get through all 5 of them and then go back through and fill in with some of the extras, some of that spacing. But that may be a way there to make the prices stay down a little bit for these nicer, thicker ones. But I thought that the spacing was maybe just a little bit too much on those. But overall, for $5.98 or $5.99 for 5 of these, it's still a very good deal. So I think I can use the extras and fill in, and then of course they do need to be sealed to take care of the stickiness there. But I've enjoyed the special drills on these. I think they're really cute, and so I will complete that set as well. So thank you to Paintsomeway for letting me test out these products. And I appreciate you guys hanging around and watching, and stay tuned for the next one.